What's up guys, this is Astranox and now's the time to showcase Cermia in Hall of Trials. So I've been showcasing her in PvE and PvP all across the game. So far at the tables, the team I'm going to be taking in Hall of Trials against Nilgal, he's not that easy, he's not that easy. And let's check the hero stats real quick. I'm using the artifact of Cermia actually in this one. It's the first time I use it. It's only plus 15. But it will, give us an idea of like what kind of numbers she can actually do in there. She's plus 15 skill ups, and that's her stats. I do have quite a bit of attack on her. Now I have this exclusive equipment that has a chance for her to use skill 1 again, 25% chance. It's really beautiful when it actually triggers. It works on dual attacks. So that's really cool. Speed set with crit chance set. It's good for PvE. I would go attack or destruction for PvP for pure damage. I don't have speed boots on her. Gonna be using attack percentage boots. in Hall of Trials, you kind of want to deal as much damage per hit as possible against the boss in weakened state. And the boss doesn't actually need defense break to be applied on it because it seems to have like no defense when in weakened state, so you don't need to bring defense break. And actually this penetrating defense by 50% won't help too much on skill 3 during weakened state, but it will help us of course when the boss is attacking us. So now who else is in the team? Well, we have Violet. I have not been showing Violet in PvE much, so that's his stats. He's built for PvP, enough survival to not get one-shotted, kind of low defense on this hero, but still, he's plus 15. I love this hero. He's very good, and those free counter attacks are great. He does have some sustain with the lifesteal set. The Moonlight Dreamblade allow him to, get the attack buff here whenever he evades, and increases his survival, his evasion. So he's going to be in the front line because the boss always attack the frontliner or AoEs. So I'm going to be able to apply attack break on it quite often. Now we have Achates, and she is great because she dispels debuff before healing, which is really powerful. Scales off of her max health. I have her exclusive equipment that boosts the healing of S2. We are going to have unhealable quite often, so it's important to clear debuffs. Memory imprint is great too. For PvE mostly. That's her gear real quick. And speed set, resist. She does have some effect resistance, nothing crazy, but it works out. Don't have skill ups on S1. I actually just did plus 3 here. I wanted to get that extra bit of healing. That plus 5 is pretty juicy, but I'm not gonna do it just yet. Okay, so she does have Idol's Cheer. It's gonna be giving combat readiness to Cermia, which is great. Next one is Tamarinne. So I'm using this so she can clear debuffs more often, 95% chance. She does have quite a bit of speed. That's basically how you want her. High speed, decent survival, and that's going to work for you. Effectiveness is useful if you want her to dispel with the S1 whenever, there's buffs on whoever you're going to be attacking. If you want to sort of like rely on that or have an extra chance with her, well, that's great. So let's actually get in there, and the battle is not that fast. We do not have defense break. Decrease damage dealt by ranger heroes. We're not gonna have any ranger in there. Decrease the amount of healing received by 30%, so that's not good for us. Thief. So Violet's getting a attack 30%, defense 20%, and HP 20% increase. Increased damage suffered by boss monsters inflicted with bleeding by 50%. It would be really great if we did have bleeding, but we don't, so whatever. We're gonna have attack break applied from Achates and Violet, mostly from Violet, so that's great. Now, actually, I need to change the positioning here so I get the triple S memory imprint of Achates. This will definitely boost the survival of Cermia. And yeah, Violet's in the front line so we can counter attack. Let's go here. Tamarinne, she does not have Prophetic Candlestick to lower the cooldown of S3, which actually would work out quite well in this battle because, well, there's a constant stream of AoE attacks, but it's a chance. I prefer to have the one just potion vial to have a debuff removed every time she goes. 95% chance, pretty good. Now I'm going to be autoing this because that's pretty much how players do it, because the reward is not really that big. Like the difference is not that big between the brackets, so it's all good. Now let's go over the skills of this boss. You know, decreased skill cooldown by dealt by debuffed enemies by 30%. There's a lot of debuffs coming your way against this boss. Let's just look at the damage here. 90k from Violet. And Border Coin is not fully built though. Here, 178,000. Pretty sweet. She will build up this Border Coin and deal up to 200,000 plus damage later on. Look at that. Oh my god, so much damage. What's unfortunate is that she, with her skill too, is, you know, she's getting an extra turn, right? So you only have 10 turns during the weakened state of the boss in Hall of Trials. So she's kind of taking 2 turns out of that. At least she's getting greater attack buff and resetting the skill 3 cooldown. Not so bad. Here's an attack from Violet. No attack break, unfortunately. It's pretty cool that we have, you know, multiple chances to apply attack break, because this boss starts dealing some pretty crazy damage. He's taking care of the skill nullifier there. That's great. And Tamarinne triggering Cermia because she's got the highest attack in the group. That's really great. Now here, yeah, the boss, I mean, yeah, decreased skill damage dealt by debuffed enemies by 30% and increased combat duration of the caster by 15% when attacked by a debuffed enemy. So you definitely need to take care of those debuffs. Achates doing that, doing just fine there. 26.7k damage from Cermia right there. That is without defense break. So working pretty well. And damage reduction applies even when the caster is in weakened state. Yeah, it's like, you know what, damage reduction applies even when the caster is in weakened state. So are they talking about the decreased skill damage dealt by debuff enemies? I think that's what it means. Or is it talking about like defense is still in effect during weakened state? I don't think so, because I'm seeing numbers that are pretty usual in the Hall of Trials. I mean, 100,000 plus 200,000, stuff like that. So it has to be that first portion. Become immune to poison and is unaffected by increase in damage proportional to max health. Yeah, so Daydream Joker, Bellona heroes that scale based on max health, like Soul Bad Guy, it will not work here. Uses Acid Rain at the start of the battle and reset the caster's skill cooldown whenever the battle progression changes. 28k. Very nice. Reliable damage. She's got that penetrate 50% defense on S3, the greater attack buff. Just a great hero, man. Look at that. Like, it's crazy. Now, Tamarinne actually used her idol's cheer. I mean, her idol form, so that is... yeah, unfortunate. It would be nice to have it during weakened state to really like increase the damage as much as possible. But what can you do? Just like manual this thing, turn off the skills of Tamarinne up until then maybe. Just to see what kind of damage we could deal with Cermia. I guess I could run it again and try that out. That's sort of like a way to do it. Like Hall of Trials, if you don't want to pay too much attention to it. You can turn off skill 239,000. Oh my god, the murder there. Violet, he does a lot of damage. Multiplier on S3 is beautiful. Now here we go. There's no bleed to increase the damage by 50%, but what? Oh, wait, what? I don't even know how much it dealt. Was it 199,000? I saw 99,000, but it could have been like it should have been higher, over 100,000 damage. Maybe because she was debuffed and that's what happens here. It could have been that. Or it might have been 199,000. Sometimes when she does use skill 2 to get an extra turn, the thing is she is actually getting the boss to 10 turn and the boss wants to get out of the weakened state, but it stays in there. It's just the damage you deal is not being boosted by weakened state. Like the boss is getting its defense back or something like that. Well, could not have been that, because she cannot deal like 99,000 damage outside of weakened state though. Not with my gear and without defense break. So let's keep on going here. Yeah, the skills are being reset whenever the battle progression changes. So every time you go from phase 1 to weaken, phase 2 to weaken, and then phase 3. By the way, phase 3 has effect resistance of 75%. This is the highest effect resistance in PvE that I've seen. So I've been recommending 55% effectiveness on your characters for PvE, but that is the only time where 60% effectiveness would actually help you a bit more, that 5% more. If you want to counter that 75% effect resistance, there's always 15% chance of missing, to miss when you try to apply your debuff or debuffs. So that's how you counter that. Grants the caster stackable increased attack and critical hit chance at the start of Azimanis Watcher's turn. Stacked effect reset whenever the battle progression changes. So yeah, the boss is getting increased attack and critical hit chance, which starts to be pretty devastating. You see at the top of the head of the boss, these are the amount of turns that you have until the boss goes in frenzy mode and starts to like 1 or 2 shot your heroes. If he's gonna do an AoE attack, yeah, it's gonna like kill your whole team one shot. Yeah, like the bosses usually when they go in frenzy start dealing like upward of over 10,000 for sure. Like I'm talking like 30, 40,000, 50,000 up per hit, which is insane. So it's pretty much a wipe if it gets there. Attacks all enemies with acid rain with a 50% chance to inflict poison for 2 turns before transferring 1 debuff to all enemies. So yeah, the thing is, the boss is transferring the attack break of Violet and Achates back to the team, and Cermia is getting her unhealable transferred back to the team, like you just saw here. But it's not so bad if you can take care of debuffs. So if you do want to bring debuffs in here, make sure that you can actually deal with them. So if you would bring attack break, you would pretty much you have a high chance of ending up dead, because well, the boss will bring it back on your team, and then you just need like at the wrong timing when the boss starts doing some AoE and stuff like that, it's just gonna become too much. So you might need to rely on debuff immunity if you want to bring a defense break to be applied on the boss. But to be honest, attack break and unhealable is not that bad. Unhealable could be pretty sketchy to deal with if like you don't have a hero like Achates, a hero that can clear debuffs and then heal. Look at that damage. That was pretty stable, nothing crazy. As long as you keep the attack break on the boss, it's pretty sweet. Oh my god, just under 3 million. Just under 3 million. So look at the damage from Cermia. It's pretty ridiculous considering the fact that Violet has been counter-attacking quite often. But I guess there's Tamarinne giving, triggering dual attacks with Tamarinne, which has 25% chance of triggering her skill 1 again, which, yeah, it's pretty nice. It's pretty nice indeed. So the sustain here, Tamarinne sustaining twice as good as Achates, but of course Achates has the debuff clearing there. So let's do another one. Yeah, it doesn't even matter. You need 3.2 million. That's what I was thinking too. It's not like right on the mark, right at 3 million that it happens. So if we did have the bleeding, that'd be super nice. To be honest, like if we do have it, that's the thing. If you do want to squeeze that extra bit of damage, you do manual, you keep your cooldown, stuff like that for weakened state. to go crazy there. And if we did have bleeding, we could easily get to triple S, but I'm going with like a safer team composition. Was looking at my heroes, couldn't really bring bleeding in there, and bleeding is not a debuff that's so great to you know, keep on a boss like Nilgal, because he's gonna transfer debuff back to the team, right? And most of the bleeding effects only last one turn. So yeah, but to be honest, if you want to land it during weekend state, applying bleeding has a pretty high chance normally because it lasts only one turn. So I guess you could get it to be applied during weekend state. It wouldn't be too bad, too hard. This one, explode venom and attacks, detonating poison effects before granting the caster skill nullifier. So those skill nullifiers are pretty annoying. VOD seems to be, you know, dealing with that quite well with the counter attacks. And yeah, it could deal a lot of damage to you if you don't take care of clearing those poison debuffs. I mean, it could be a lot of damage all at once. So yeah, I was saying maybe turn off skills of Tamarinne before, but I don't think she's gonna be able to do it during this weekend state. Never mind, but still, if you think about it, like, kinda need her to do it just before she goes in there for min-maxing, because you're getting the attack buff. But she's taking 2 turns by doing that. She's clearing debuffs, yes, if there was any debuff. So to be honest, if you manually, you kind of need to pop like that thing before you get into the weakened state if you want to deal as much damage as possible. You don't need to land attack defense break because it doesn't even work, because the defense is at 0 or 1 or whatever. Yeah, the skill nullifier, damage dealt increases proportional to the number of debuff inflicted on the enemy. Attacks the front row first. So, yeah, that is definitely annoying. I guess the boss, to be honest, like, the boss seems to be doing AoE attack all the time, because that's his skill 1, the one that doesn't have cooldown, and this thing attacks the front row first. That's the single target attack, and then this thing is an AoE. So Prophetic Candlestick definitely would have been a solid choice on even like Achates instead of Idol's Cheer. If you're struggling in there, Prophetic Candlestick can definitely be super helpful on your supports. It's like a between 30 and 40% chance, depending on how many limit breaks you've done. If it's at plus 30, 40% chance, I believe. Definitely very good. And it definitely will lower your cooldown by 1 turn quite often during the course of the whole battle. Toxic Breath, 4 turn cooldown. Attacks all enemies with Toxic Breath, making them unhealable for 2 turns, regardless of whether the attack hits. Before dispelling all of the target's buffs and inflicting poison effects equivalent to the number of dispelled buff for 3 turns, poison effects can be stacked up to 4 times. Yeah, buffs dispelled and then they are converted into poison effects for 3 turns. So you cannot even rely consistently on debuff immunity, especially if you happen at the wrong time. Kinda need to get Tamarinne to just use her stuff on time, her S3, because those debuffs can start to stack up. If like let's say in my case Achates and Tamarinne are not synchronized, not using like idle form, and Achates using S3, both of them using S3 at about the same time, that would be bad. So you kind of need them to not be synchronized at the same time. You want like a delay in between, so they're actually clearing the debuffs on a regular basis. But that Wondrous Potion Vial is doing some work. Violet can clear debuffs too with S2 that he's doing now. 2 debuffs, has some sustain too on that. 15% of his HP is back. And then he's got the lifesteal set. Like, it works out quite well, to be honest. Like, and he's doing a lot of counter attacks because of all the AoE and this thing triggering the front row. Effect resistance 0 during weakened state, if you guys didn't know. Let's see the damage here. Oh, so it was 199,000. That's the number that we saw before. It's just I only saw the 99, not the 199. We're gonna get here this boss down in not so long. It's gonna be the last phase after this weekend phase. And unhealable. Yeah, that's the thing though. The boss can still apply unhealable, not only from the transferring one debuff to all enemies, but this thing as well. So even if Cermia wasn't there, still have a chance to just like apply unhealable on our team. Now that didn't work too well, but thankfully we have Achates to sustain us. Clear those debuffs because it was starting to add up quite fast. And then Cermia, you know, going twice with her S2. Well, rip. Skill nullifier there. So yeah, Cermia could like take a lot of damage by consuming poison effects twice. Well, not really consuming, but triggering them. We should be able to pull through here. I mean, I don't know what the chance of failure would be, but with the attack break, if we apply it, that is, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. No, now this phase 3, of course, the 75% effect resistance is quite annoying. Okay, he did it there, good. And we're clearing debuff, that's perfect. Yeah, you just need to make sure you can keep the team stable. You definitely might need to double up on Soul Weavers, or at least have a hero that can clear debuffs and a Soul Weaver, so you can, yeah, keep the team stable. That attack break is doing a lot of work, like I said. But the one from Violet is definitely more reliable. I don't have skill ups on Achates S1. But at least it lasts 2 turns. You could use her exclusive equipment to increase the chance by 25% chance, I believe, for her skill 1. That's actually very powerful in early to mid game, I would say. Now I'm using the one that boosts the healing of S2 because S2 doesn't heal for much without it. And to be honest, like most of the time she would use it, the target's probably affected by unhealable. Almost down. Yeah, this time will not get close to 3 million. Well, I mean, fairly close. Seems like this attempt is not as good as the first one, but nonetheless, it's gonna be a clear. I doubt we're wiping here. So yeah, her artifact is maxed out and it's quite easy because 30,000 damage. You know, getting it to stack 3 times is just a matter of her using S2 3 times basically over the course of the battle. Anyways, guys, that's going to be it for this one. Thanks for watching. I'm Astranox. Like, comment, and subscribe for more. Press the bell icon for to be notified whenever I release a new video, and check out my other videos. They should be showing up on the screen now. I got playlists of all sorts for PvE and PvP content, Arena, Guild Wars, guides, tips, and how-tos, and a bit for 62+, as well as best starter guides for my early to mid-game players if you want to progress fast. Don't forget, guys, join my Discord server. The link is in the description. We have almost 1,000 members now. Oh man, it's pretty close. Well, Cermia. The rest of the team stable. Yeah, you can talk about the Epic 7 or even other games. There's a channel for that. So come, you know, if you need some help or if you want to help the community, come join the Discord server. And that's going to be the last hit, I think. Yep, 30,000. 2.7 million. It's all good. You know, the rewards, the difference is definitely not so high. Okay, Violet did better here. She didn't deal that 400,000 plus damage, but it's all good. The sustain here of Achates was better than the first run. I felt like Achates could have healed for more. But yeah, I mean, if we were using, you know, Rod of Amaryllis, Shimadra staff to increase the healing of, you know, the whole team, that would have been pretty great. But like I said, the difference is definitely not big here. So you don't have to worry. That's why I just auto this place. Just wanted to showcase Cermia in here, and she did quite well. She did quite well. And if you do set up the damage, you can do really high with her during weekend state. But anyways, that's really it for this one. Thanks again for watching. Good luck with all you do. Peace out for now.